What is going on, YouTube? It is Colt here, back again, and I got Chase back.
God.
We got the Plebcast duo back for another Plebcast, so this should be good. Chase doesn't have a cam right now, so it's just me that you're gonna be looking at. Sorry about that. Although whenever we used to record the Plebcast, it used to be just him you looked at anyway, so it's not like it matters.
I'm prettier than you are.
Shut up, Chase. Needless to say, Chase done his bullshit this morning.
Woo!
I don't even want to go into
I learned
depth.
some new
Yeah.
languages today.
I don't even want to get into it, bro. Honestly, just know he's an idiot.
Learned some Japanese.
I'm so proud of you, dude. Oh my god. Some Vietnamese. A little bit of Spanish.
I already knew Spanish.
Yeah, but come on, bro.
So yeah, it's been a while. Last time we were supposed to make a plebcast was the COD Champs prediction video, and Colt said we didn't have to talk about COD Champs because it was so far back, but we were gonna just recap a few things anyway. But since I now have the floor, I will be talking about COD Champs, and I just want to say I didn't call that Dallas would win it because I was pulling for the Huntsman. But if you guys all remember from the plebcast before, every video I would bring up that Dallas is the best team in the game without a doubt. So technically I called it.
Of course he did, Chase. Of course he did.
That grand finals was boring.
I mean, yeah, it was probably the most boring champs final other than Ghost.
And then Atlanta FaZe got their revenge yesterday in the throwback.
Yeah, they did. I mean, Dallas wasn't playing with their whole team.
I don't care. It was still under the name Dallas.
I mean, true, but still. Either way, yeah, Dallas won champs. Woohoo! We all knew that. Anyways, what do you mean?
Just overlook my comment.
Oh man! Now we gotta get into mine and Chase's thoughts onto the rosters heading into next year. Still don't know 3 teams, but we know the rest. So yeah.
Yeah. Hold up. I need to pull up something so I can see the rosters.
I mean, I can name them to you. I remember.
Yeah, but I like having them in front of me.
Okay. Intermission music. Boo boo.
No,
boo,
I got it right here.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so first roster that pops up is the Atlanta FaZe roster.
Yes, sir.
Where Priesta and Major Maniac were dropped, and they picked up Arcides. Saw this one coming. Arcides wanted to be a main AR all year, and this is a scary team.
This was
first announcement besides Dallas.
I mean, Dallas we knew that they weren't going to do anything. But either way, yeah. This was the rumored roster. Sipa, Beezy, Sully, and Arcides. Yeah, this is probably the scariest roster on paper. It's not even close.
Hey, there's 3 world champions on that roster.
Yeah, it's not this. I mean, FaZe should start off the best team in the game again, and it shouldn't be close. Either way, can't get too in depth about a scary roster like that. They're gonna be nasty. Next roster, Dallas Empire. We all knew they were sticking together.
Yeah, Dallas stuck together. I would like to say though, everyone knew it was gonna be Clayster or Crimsix, and it was gonna be based off their champs performances. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was going to be Crimsix because I thought Clay had a much better, overall champs performance, but Crim had a better Sunday.
I mean, I don't blame them for choosing Crimsix, to be honest with you.
I mean, I don't either, but, no matter what they chose there's not a wrong option.
No, there's not. I mean, I don't know. My most scary thing, I guess, for Dallas Empire is hopefully Crimsix can hang with Formal, Octane, Arcides as a main AR, you know? If he doesn't, they're pretty. I don't know.
They're gonna wish they kept Clay.
Yeah, because Clay. Yeah.
Clay is a main AR.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up is the Chicago Huntsmen. The removal of Arcides, like we already talked about, and Pristini. And no one has to talk about it because no one's gonna think it's a big deal. But and gunless. Uh, and they bring on Dashy. It was rumored. Everyone saw it coming from a mile away, 2 miles to be exact.
I mean, this is what he wanted last year. Like
Yeah.
he was realistically supposed to be on this team in Modern Warfare. It just didn't happen. So.
I would like to say though, uh, I honestly think Dashy has a lot to prove on this team.
Oh, he does.
I think he's gonna have to grow up a lot this year.
I mean, yeah. I mean, did you see the stuff between Kenny and Dashy?
Yeah, I watched all the videos.
Okay, yeah. Like, see, I mean, they both have like good points. You know what I'm saying? Like Kenny basically threw Dashy under the bus, but I mean, they still have love for each other. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, they're friends, but when it comes to like teammates, probably never gonna happen again.
Yeah, like they're close boys, and Dashy said that he respects Kenny because Kenny's the only one that was honest with him, and I can respect that.
Yeah,
like Kenny's the only one to openly say that what Kenny said on on the team, and Dashy's like, I'm not gonna hate you. Like Dashy has mad respect for that. So like they're boys. So
yeah.
but either way, I mean, basically what happened that was like Kenny basically said Dashy didn't. It felt like he didn't care or try, and at the same
I
time,
thought that was very obvious too.
I mean,
Dashy didn't want to be on the team. Dashy didn't want to play that game. So,
I mean, yeah, it was obvious, but it's just like at the same time, I mean, I get where Kenny's coming from because at the same, it's your job. Like that shouldn't be an excuse because you didn't want to be on the team. Like you still got to give, and Dashy said he still gave it 110%, which I could see as well. You know what I'm saying? Because
honestly,
Dashy's Dashy. So
without Dashy, they don't make that small run they do at champs.
yeah. So it's like I don't know. It's like both sides. Like Dashy didn't like the game. It was abundantly clear. Dashy didn't want to be on the team. That was abundantly clear. But I still think Dashy gave it 110% because Dashy was still frying. So
I feel that. The Florida Mutineers roster has not been announced yet, but I believe that it is going to be Havoc, Pharaoh, Skies, and Awakening.
Yeah, it seems like that. It just that's basically. I mean, it's kind of hard to say that it's not gonna be the roster because Florida hasn't said shit. You know what I'm saying?
All we know is Frosty's back in Halo.
All we know,
and apparently he has beef with Florida.
Yeah, Frosty went back to Halo with his old Optic Gaming God Squad, the Dynasty roster of Halo, basically.
Lethal still waiting for him to tell him that he wasn't.
And then all the only other thing they announced was Havoc, or not Havoc, Mox was released as well. But they haven't said anything else about any other player.
Roster.
Yeah, they didn't say anyone else was released or kept or anything else like that. And so the only 4 players that remain are the 4 players that were still there, which were Havoc, Awakening, Pharaoh, and Skies.
And I just want to on a possible performance, like predictions of how this team will be. I want to say, at least from past Treyarch games, we know what Havoc can do on a Treyarch game.
Havoc is a beast. I think he's underrated.
Oh no, I think that too. Pharaoh was nasty at BO3 when he was underage.
Oh yeah, he ran S&D like
yeah. I think BO4 was not the best year for him, but I think he was just going I think because he was not on a league spot, he may not have cared as much about the game. I'm not sure.
I mean, Pharaoh's disgusting. Like
yeah, Pharaoh's a natural talent.
Yeah.
Skies guys, he made his name off of a Treyarch game. So
He came up from S&D as well with Havoc actually. So
Awakening is like the only one I don't know about on Treyarch.
Awakening, yeah, but Awakening's been in challengers, so like he came. I don't know about his S&D background personally, but I do know he's been playing challengers for a good amount of time. So
That,
before he got picked up this year.
I, if things, I don't think Florida has the same success that they did this year, but I think
Yeah,
they'll be top 8.
yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
think they'll just drop to the bottom.
they'll be like a sleeper team. You know what I'm saying? Kind of
Yeah.
like they were at the start of Modern Warfare, and like it's up to them to prove everyone wrong again, basically.
Yep. London Ravens, they've dropped everyone except Shawnee. We know nothing about this roster at all.
I will say that the rumor right now, I don't know if you know this, Chase, but
Probably not.
um, the rumor right now is Dylan and Alex are gonna join Shawnee. So Dylan's gonna stay, and then Alex is gonna get picked up from Minnesota, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then their fourth is unknown, but it could be Zero. So the kind of rumored-ish roster right now that I mean, it makes sense that that would be the roster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If Zero did get picked up, so the technical rumored roster right now is Shawnee, Dylan, Alex, Zero.
I think that'd be a pretty good roster. I think, honestly, personally, I think Dylan has a lot to prove this year.
I mean, Dylan's a beast of Treyarch, though.
Yeah, no. That's what that's what I was getting into. Like, Dylan was crazy in BO4.
Mm-hmm. If he goes back to that
Three.
Dylan, bro. Ooh.
Yeah. If he goes back to that Dylan, London is going to be a good team. The only reason I say I think he has a lot to prove is because he didn't play like he.
I mean, like, yeah, he wasn't like Dylan standards. You know what I'm saying? Like
he it would show up, but it wasn't consistent.
Yeah, like it seems like he fell off a bit this year. But
yeah, so I think Dylan's a great player. I think he will succeed in Cold War, but I also think like he has to prove this year. Like, okay, BO4 was not a fluke. This is how I can play.
Yeah, because dude, BO4, there was who were they playing? Do you remember the frequency hardpoint where Dylan literally? I think he started off negative, and then he only died twice in the span of. It was insane. And
was
then
it the reverse sweep against LG at Champ?
It could have been, but all I know it was a frequency hardpoint, and Dylan literally single-handedly won that map for his team because he turned it around that significantly and got streaks, and yeah, it was nuts. I remember. I just don't remember the series or who it was against, but I remember him doing that.
Yeah.
He went
next. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say he went insane. He went like fucking 25-3 and like his turnaround or some like stupid shit. He was playing pubs.
Yeah. Real quick before we continue, I need you to check this message.
Okay. No.
Okay. Next up is the Minnesota Rocker. They completely dropped their roster. Not very shocking at all.
No, not really.
And they picked up Attach, Accuracy, Major Maniac, and Priesta. I think this roster has a lot of success ready for it.
Yes, it does.
And I think they're a top 4 roster.
I think this is my favorite roster going into the year. No bullshit. I'm excited to see how they do.
Oh yeah, same. Accuracy is going to be the main AR, no doubt.
Oh yeah, 100. No, yeah, 100%.
Attach and Priesta SMGs, and then Major Maniac as a flex.
I'm gonna dive deep into this because people are probably gonna sleep on this team, and I know. I mean, when me and Matt recorded a video on these guys, I said they have the potential to be slow. Because, I mean, just look at the players. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have Major Maniac, accuracy. And then Attach is known to be kind of a more slow sub, right?
Yeah, and Priesta can also Like Priesta can play cracked, but at the same time so I don't really think they have to worry about a pacing problem from Priesta,
No,
but
no.
it's still there. Maybe he acts like maybe sometimes he like I don't know. He just gets too used to how his teammates are playing if they're playing slow, so he because maybe his fast pace is not helping at all. Maybe he slows down, but that doesn't help the team at all because of how slow they become. But
I think it's very minimal. I'm not really worried about it, but it just worries me
that
with
would
the
be their
players.
biggest issue.
Yeah, it just worries me that the players on the roster, like let's say they go up against the Atlanta FaZe, right?
Right.
That should be a cracked, fast-paced team. So it's like my worry is, can they keep up? You know what I'm saying, with the pace of
Yes.
that Atlanta's facing, or honestly even Dallas, they're fast as hell too. You know what I'm saying? So
And
it's like,
possibly Chicago, like just with I think Scump and Envoy are much faster than Attach and Priesta.
so it's just like that's the only concern I could see. But at the same time, they will have the teamwork and will always be playing at the same pace as each other,
It's a
which is
nasty
good.
S&D squad.
Yes, but I want to point out too that attach in a video said that he's the main sub. It's not Priesta. It's Attach.
Okay, I like that actually.
So Attach is going to be quote unquote the main sub, the one going, getting cracked,
First.
being fast, going in first, baiting for Priesta,
Yeah.
Major Maniac, and accuracy.
Yeah. Next up is LAG. They have Vivid, Apathy, Assault, and Silly. Apathy coming from Seattle, Assault and Silly, Minnesota. Talking about the seasons they had last year, Assault and Silly, we know the success they had on Minnesota when it was on LAN, and then it just went all downhill, not winning a single series online. Uh,
Yeah, it was bad.
er, yeah.
They had the worst land to online switch out of any team. It,
Mhm.
it wasn't even close.
Apathy, I know he wants to just completely forget about Modern Warfare as a whole. Uh, Vivid was good on LAG last year
Oh,
too.
Vivid. Vivid was a beast, brother.
I really like. I don't see much improvement from this team. Like I don't see them contending. I see them as a
They're
top
another.
8
They're
team.
another
They're a
sleeper.
sleeper team.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I kind of want to talk about the challenger team too, because their challenger team interests me.
yeah, I don't have their challenger team pulled up, but I know it has Mental, Chino,
It's
Exceed.
it's mental Chino Exceed and Nero Poison.
Yeah, I don't know that guy.
Nero Poison is just I mean he's good. Um, he plays I mean he plays a lot of S&D. He's super good. Uh, but it has me interested because I think the only reason why I bring him up is because um what you call it, Mental and Cheen are technically the subs, right?
Right.
So yeah, like technically they have the sub spot where they could go transfer into the pro team if needed, and Exceed and Nero Poison are,
Strictly
on
challenge.
are on their challenger roster, but they're strictly challengers. They can't be subbed in.
I really would like to see Mental and
Oh
like
yeah,
at some point play if he's having a good challengers run and I don't know what role Mental plays
it
like
it fascinates me that he's coming to COD because I mean I know he's always liked COD. I mean it's been abundantly
he's
clear.
been good at it too.
Yeah, like I know he's always been interested in coming to. It's been known. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just it's finally happening. So yeah, I don't know much. I mean, Mental obviously was old Gears Pro on the best team and arguably the best Gears player, right?
Right.
So dude, it's insane that like to give up being the most like the best team, the winningest team, and being the best player in a game to just give that up and come
It's
to COD.
it, it's a huge risk for one.
Yeah.
It's exactly what Frosty did. Frosty was uh pos besides Shotzi,
The
but
best Halo
Shot
5 player.
yeah, best Halo 5 player on the best Halo 5 team, and he took a risk with COD. You could say it worked, but I don't think it's what everyone was expecting. I honestly don't think Frosty got a chance that he deserved,
Yeah.
like a true chance. I think he made the E6 roster in BO4 that he was
I
on.
mean, that was a good team. It was like a
Yeah,
sleeper team. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that was
Like,
a sleeper team. And but the same thing with Florida. Like even when they were dominant, they were still a sleeper team in a way.
yeah,
Uh, I definitely would have liked to see how Frosty did with other player like
like,
top
yeah,
players, like
like
actual.
like a Cram, a Scump, a Formal, an Arsity, like
I
a
honestly,
Clay.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think that would have helped I think that would have helped his COD career a lot. I think he would have gotten more knowledge about COD and possibly made him better at COD. Not saying that he was bad at COD. He was really good. But things happen. So,
But yeah, I'm just excited to see what Mental's gonna do in challenges, bro. I'm excited to see him play Cat because, like, I mean, I think it has something along the lines of doing with Frosty too. You know, Frosty went back to Halo because Halo's very hyped right now and making like a huge comeback because of Infinite and Mental. I mean, Gear. He probably wants to switch because like
no
COD's
offense to
big.
Gears, but
COD's bigger than Gears. Like
yeah, your scene
it's not
is
even close.
your scene's not dying, but having but switching to online from LAN has not been helpful for Gears.
So it's
I,
just I don't know, you know, like
yeah,
that
I
that
feel you.
probably has like a lot to do with it. Like he's probably like he can no doubt still make him grand living being the best Gears player and winning every event basically, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I
Uh,
kind of like the risk to be honest. Because then if he takes a risk and it works, that's higher, you know.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Next up is the New York Subliners. Accuracy and attach, like we said, they joined Minnesota, so that opens up two roster spots, or a roster spot, and then uh, who was the fifth on that team? It was
Who's the fifth?
because it was Zuma, attach, accuracy, Mac. Who was the fifth?
Donnie.
Oh yeah, Tim. Sorry, I forgot. Dude, I mean, I'm not saying that Tim is like I'm just forgetful. You feel me?
You know the roster, right?
Yeah, I
That they
have the
have right
roster
now.
right in front of me.
Okay.
The roster is Clayster, Zuma, Mac, and Hydra.
Yep.
I Clayster, I think that's a good pickup for New York.
Yes.
Not only just as a player, but as uh, a brand.
Hmm.
Clayster brings a lot to a team other than his skills of Call of Duty. He brings fans. He brings knowledge of how to grow your brand,
Clayster,
and he makes your team bigger.
Clayster's kind of like the like he has like the old optic vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like you bring him somewhere, he's gonna know. You know, he has that optic mentality. Like he knows how to bring your fans. He knows how to grow your brand. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows
And
what
I
he's
think
doing.
that's big for New York. I'm not saying that New York has a like small brand or anything. I think they did a lot of good things their first year, but I think Clayster can help them like uh hey, doing these type of videos could help us. Doing
Yep.
this could help
Hmm.
us. Bringing in him himself will bring in sponsors for the team. Uh Zuma and Mac Zuma I don't need to say anything about Zuma. We know Zuma.
Hmm.
Uh, Mac, I'm gonna be interested in seeing how he does. Uh,
He should be nasty.
should
Let's
be,
be
yeah,
honest.
he should be. But what I'm most interested in, because we haven't talked about this yet. I do want to talk about it like as its own entity
Uh huh.
in a segment,
Hmm.
but just to touch on it, the bubble. If that happens, I would I that's where I want to see players like Mac and Awakening,
Oh
how
yeah,
they actually
because it's
do
land.
on land.
Yep.
We know
Hmm.
how they can do online. They were amazing online.
Hmm.
But now the lights are on. the players you are playing against are right there, and it's all even. We know what you can do online. Now it's time to do the exact same thing.
I mean, just to touch on it a little bit, because I want to talk about Hydra, because I don't know if you know a lot about him. Because I want to
I
get,
don't know
I want,
anything about him except Clayster likes watching 18-year-olds.
yeah, I want to gas him up, and you know what I'm saying, because
I know
yeah,
he's
a beast.
French too.
Yeah, but either way, touch on the land thing. Because we know, I mean, we know certain players are land players. Like Scump's one of them. Scump's good online, but Scump's more of a land player, right? He does,
Formal.
but he does, yeah, formal. They both do better on a main stage with fans under the lights. They perform better, right? They don't like They think
God
online's.
RX is a land player.
They don't. They don't. They don't. Online's boring to them. You know what I'm saying? Basically, like
Feels like a scrim.
yeah. So it's like. So it's like. At the same time, though, Mac and Awakening should do fine on LAN, to be honest, because I would probably say 95% of the time what transitions online as a player also goes to LAN. They also fry. Yeah, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, I was gonna say that too. Like, most likely, the star that is doing great, the new upcoming star doing great online, usually goes and does the exact same
Yep.
thing on LAN.
They take
I
over
think
on LAN.
now this isn't a star like this old situation that I'm about to bring up isn't a star. It's more just of a team. But my biggest example that I could use is the Rise Nation team that was like in second place at one time in the Ghost League in season 3. They were great online. They were nowhere to be seen on LAN.
I mean, yeah, it happens sometimes. It's rare. It's very rare, actually, when a player.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, that's the only like example I could get in my head.
Yeah,
That one.
it's very rare when a player doesn't translate from online to LAN. Like, so they should do fine, but like there it does happen. Like there's some players that
They
play
get nervous under the lights.
yeah, and yeah, like I don't want to say alien Shotzi it happened to them. It didn't, right? They just
It was
it was more of
it
like
happened
a
the
it
first
was
event.
yeah
But that was their first event.
yeah, it was more like a they need to grow type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like that they were nervous or like it didn't transition over or whatever. It was just more of like
Nerves.
yeah, they just need to get the first event out of the way and then boom. What do you know? They fry.
Second event, finished second, and the last LAN they won.
Yeah, so it's just like I already knew like their skill was not gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah, Mac and Awakening's played on LAN, right? And so is Mac, but like they played in challengers, but it's different. Playing on main stage against these type of caliber of players.
Yep. Next up, the Optic Gaming roster. This one sort of confuses me because of Draza. I hear he's a starter. I hear he's a sub.
Okay, so I want to get into this because there's like probably the biggest rumor right now. I don't know if you know it, but so it's Slasher TJ Kenny, right? And then Draza was announced on Optic still. But there is a slight rumor that Temp could be joining and replacing Draza as a starter. But if that doesn't happen, then Draza's starting.
Okay, see, I haven't heard that one. I've heard John.
John. See, that's because before we get into Optic real quick, because I want to gas up Hydra, and it also ties in with John as well. Hydra.
Oh, yeah.
John. Right. Yeah. So no, you're good. Hydra, I just want to say, is a fucking beast, brother. You got like Chase. You got to watch the kid play.
Okay.
Like he's disgusting. He's like he played in challengers in Modern Warfare, and that kid was nasty, brother. Nasty. So and Clay was gassing up Hydra on Twitter openly, right? Before they even picked him up. So the fact that they picked Hydra up doesn't shock me because Clay was hyping that man because Clay was basically doing the same thing to Simp before Sam joined United, and then they, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah,
basically the
usually
same thing.
whatever 18-year-old that's not on a team that Clay is hyping up, just Clay's basically saying me and him are about to team.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just like that Hydra. I'm not saying he's gonna be a simp, you know what I'm saying, but he's a beast. Trust, like he's got talent. He's gonna fry.
Be a threat on the map.
Yes, but this also ties along with John because the roster, the rumor that
John
is
was
going.
also rumored to go to.
Yes, so if John comes back, well, I mean it's looking like he's coming back. But if he joins New York, Hydra will be a sub. It kind of makes me sad to see because I feel like Hydra deserves to be on the starting roster. Speaking that John didn't play last year, and it's John. Don't get me wrong, it is John. But you know what I'm saying? Like
when John is at his when John is in his prime, he is arguably the best sub in the game.
but it's just like it would just be tough to see like I mean Hydra wouldn't care because he can just go run challengers again and he'll be on a sub New York, you know, like on a franchise roster technically. But
He'll know if someone's not performing. He's got the call up right there.
oh yeah, but it's just like like that's the biggest. It's the only place I can see John going. To be honest with you.
Well,
That,
the reason I brought John up for Optic is because I have heard he could be going to Optic.
no, yeah, I think
I also heard he could be going to he it was possible he was going to Seattle. I know I know the Seattle roster. We're gonna talk about the Seattle roster.
no, the biggest rumor right now is New York. Like that's the number one spot for John at the moment. If he does get a, obviously, if he does get a contract from the CDL team.
Yeah. But so Tim, so Optics still we know the starting three. And we know the possible fourth possible bench. We just need a confirmation.
Pretty much. I mean it'll go probably that announcement will go after
what
we're
gonna
talk
later.
about later. Yeah. So like when it gets 100% like flourished and finalized and stuff like that, then we'll probably figure out more. But either way, the starting four as of right now, Draza, Slasher, Tenny can basically just without Dashi or Chino
and
or Hollow. It's the same people. Nothing really crazy. But I mean, to be honest, I think if Draws is the fourth, like starting fourth, he'll do well. So yeah. I have no hate on that team, to be honest. I think they'll be a contender.
Next up is the team that there is nothing to talk about, Paris.
I mean, no one knows anything about this
that's
team.
why I said there's nothing to talk about.
There is,
they released their whole roster.
And then they have not said anything at all about... There's no... It's crazy because this is like everyone knows Intel Call of Duty or CDL Intel. This is the only team he truly doesn't know about. Like, it's insane. There's nothing to go off of this team.
I know the twins, Wusk and Scraps. I know they bait on Twitter saying they might be talking to them.
I mean, I wouldn't surprise... I mean, if I were the twins, I would be talking to them because it's honestly their only chance of being on a team.
Yeah.
Right? So, but I've also heard a rumor that they want an all French squad.
So, no, that's what I was gonna lead into that. Okay, you know my second favorite app in the world, third favorite behind Twitter and TikTok is Reddit.
Yep.
And you know I'm basically on Reddit 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the conversations about Paris, the fans, they want an all Paris team.
Yep.
They think that would be the perfect thing for Paris to do. I know at the beginning, like not the beginning, but like after they released their roster and before Hydra was announced, I heard like people were saying they need to make a move on Hydra that would be the best move for them.
That was a rumor that Hydra was going to be there was a rumor going around that Hydra could be a starter for Paris, but then obviously got picked up by New York. But
yeah, I just want to say about Paris, besides how bad they were last year.
Second
The
worst team in the league.
second
Or
worst team
third
in the
worst. Sorry. Technically, champs finishes, right? Third worst?
yeah. Either way, I'm just gonna say the worst.
Uh,
No, this is not. I'm not an owner. I don't know what goes in the minds of owners. I'm not a general manager. I'm not a coach. Whatever. I think they have done just absolutely terrible with running their team. When it comes and like that, a lot of people be like, how you say that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like, for one, you're the only French team. So you basically have all of uh all of Paris or all of France on your back. All of those CDL fans. If I mean, they might have their favorite NA teams, NA players, but they're still going to pull for their home team, you know? And I just feel like they've done nothing to like try to grow their fan base. Not only that, when it comes to uh like rivalries, we know the rivalries in Call of Duty.
mm-hmm.
Huntsman Phase, Huntsman Optic, Huntsman Dallas, Dallas Phase, uh Minnesota and Toronto, they created their own little rivalry.
Battle of the North.
Battle of the North.
You're.
They Paris had a great chance to make a rivalry with London, with them
They
being the
tried,
only two.
honestly, but.
In the beginning, they tried.
Yeah.
After that, there was like no no attempts from them. They like just let it die.
Yeah.
Uh, but
I mean,
I
those
feel
are the
like they
only two EU rosters.
yeah, those are. I feel like you need to be like hyping up. Like when you play London, you need to hype that game up on Twitter. And if you beat London, you need to be like you, like obviously it's a little trolly, a little. It's playing to the fans, you know. Like just be like best team in EU.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I just don't really like the way that Paris has been ran. I think it could be better. But once again, not an owner, not a general manager. I
See,
I I could be wrong.
here's what grinds my gears about Paris. Right? They were good on land. Okay. They go to
Oh yeah.
online. They go to online, and they kind of just stopped caring to a sense. It seemed like they just I don't know. Either way, they started. I mean, they had probably had one of the worst land to online switches, kind of like Minnesota did. Um, but at the same time, throughout all their struggles, did they not realize that they had an amazing French player on the bench, and they also had Phantoms who did well on BO4 and didn't utilize them at all.
Mhm.
Like not a that blows my mind. Because I mean, granted, like the Paris roster as a five, they had success on lane and whatever, but they were obviously struggling and probably should have made a roster change with one of their bench players because one of their bench players would have been fantastic on the starting roster, and they never did it.
Mhm.
It blows my mind because um, I mean, Bressy's a beast or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That was their bench player.
Yep.
He's a beast. Phantoms did well on
Good in
BO4.
BO4.
Would have done
They
well again.
yeah, they like I felt like they were just content. Like
Yeah.
you went from on land, a team that was challenging Huntsman, or at the time the best land team,
Right.
besides Face. Uh and then it switches to online. You're not having good performances. You're basically getting double 3-0'd. Uh, and you're not making any changes. You're leaving things how they are. Yes, good job. You did get a top two placing at the end of the year. at what home series was it? The London one?
Yeah, they did well. I can't remember which one, but yeah, they
It,
did well
yeah,
at one of them,
it was London.
and everyone was blown away.
Yeah, like good job, but like you didn't make any efforts to try to better your team.
In an online league, like, and your team wasn't good online.
Yeah,
So
like
I don't know.
we could bring it up. Uh, New York and uh Florida did the best when it came to transitioning to online. They got two really good online players, like
Yep.
or one really good, both of them. Mac was good, and then Awakening was a beast. They knew it was going to online, and they put themselves in positions to be better teams
Online.
online.
It just blows my mind that no
And
one else
and
did that, dude.
and
Crazy.
and Florida won 3 home series. New York was a top 4 team all year
Won their event.
and won theirs.
Yeah.
And like, so like, I don't know.
I just want to say that the two players I expect on Paris' starting roster next year, if it goes all French, Whalers and Brezzy.
Yeah.
If they don't have those two players, it'll blow my mind. Literally
True.
blow my mind. Because Whalers has been a like vet in the league on a French team, right? Like
Right.
anytime there's been a French team, Whalers has been their player. Period. and he's
Yeah.
and he's done well. And he's done well.
And Brezzy's been blowing up.
Yeah, and he was good in BO4. So
Uh,
I don't know. If they don't have those two players, it literally mind blows me if they're not starting.
Honestly, I'm throwing it. I know it won't happen, but food for thought. They have a bad year next year. Sell your team.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
Give it to someone who will care.
Seriously, I don't know. Like, I just hope my concerns is like I think it'd be dope to have an all French team. Like honestly, it'd be cool to see in the league, right? Because London's
be just like having Mind Freak.
Yeah, pretty much. And London is all EU, right? Like their roster's all EU, so it makes sense for Paris to be all French. That wouldn't upset me if they were all French, but I just hope that they do well.
Bro, like a French team would be great. Like, no, you may not have like your home country will pull for you, and honestly, that is all you will need. You do not need NA fans because the thing is, Mind Freak and Tainted Minds, they had all of Australia, New Zealand on their back.
And they were always a good sleeper team too. Like they were fun to watch, to be honest.
And because of the unpredictability of those teams, they got NA fans.
Yeah.
But done talking about Paris. Next roster, Seattle. Octane got help.
I love when Octane tweeted that out, bro. It was so funny, dude. Either way.
So we drop Jerry Berry, Apathy, Proto.
Pander Casey.
Huh?
Casey Pander.
Yeah, Pander. Karma retired. Honestly, no offense to anyone that likes this guy. I think he dropped Nubsy too.
No, he didn't.
Coach. No, I'm saying I think you should.
Oh.
Get a better coach.
As much as some people would like that to happen, it's not going to.
Oh, I know it's not going to. But, you know, let's talk.
He's in Octane's circle, brother.
Yeah, let's talk about the roster. We got the human turret LaRue, old man Looney, the less popular twin Prestini, and the best Call of Duty player to ever grace the sticks, Gunless.
Here we go.
Okay, I just want to say, what I said about, like, you guys should know this, what I said about Preston and Looney, those are all jokes.
Before you get blown up on Twitter like those two fucking idiots did from Toronto or whatever.
Yeah. I love Looney. I think that is a great pickup. I think the Toronto idiots are completely wrong about the
I
age
was gonna,
thing.
I was gonna bring that. I was gonna bring that up too because he kind of has to at this point. Like
Yeah.
those guys
I
are
was-
dumb.
yeah. Looney's a great player. We know Looney is a great player. I mean, no, he's not dropping 1.0s, but
He's gonna drop your 0.9, 0.95s, your
yep,
occasional 1.0s, but guess what?
and he's gonna be your leader.
He's gonna be the IGL behind the. He's gonna be the think tank of
Converting
the
work.
team. Yep. Mm-hmm. And
Uh,
like this team, I'm a fan, brother.
oh yeah.
I'm a fan.
Preston, he's gonna be the main sub, the Slayer sub.
No, Looney is.
Oh,
Looney's no.
I just thought it. I
Because
heard Preston saying he's playing a role that like he's
yeah,
playing the role
he's
meant to play.
Yeah. Because as in Looney's gonna be the bait. Because Prestini's always been the bait in his career, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first sub of a team technically is the fastest. Like you gotta play the fastest on the roster, right? Because you're the bait. You're gonna, because that's why we're saying Looney is gonna drop your 0.9, your 0.95s. You know what I'm saying? Because he's got to be the fastest player on the map. He has to be.
Yep.
So.
So I guess what I
yeah.
really meant to say,
he's gonna be your main Slayer.
Slayer.
Yep. Because that's kind of like what we brought up as Attach. Like Attach is known as the slower sub. Like Attach is known as the SMG Slayer, right? He was, right? But now Attach is gonna be the fastest, hopefully the fastest person on the map. Either way.
Yeah. And I
but
just want to say, while we're talking about Seattle, I'm saving the best player for last. We're not talking about him yet. You know who I'm thinking of.
I know. But Looney, dude, this roster. It's scary, honestly.
Like, they're sort of a sleeper team, but at the same time, we know what they can do.
I mean, they give me. We all know how good Rise Nation was in World War II. They give me those vibes.
For sure.
They give me those vibes. This roster gives me that vibe.
So Preston's gonna be the SMG Slayer. I'm very interested to see him in that role. I think that's what he was on the original E United roster. And I think he was really good at he was good on that roster. That roster gave Optic all the smoke.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the normal E United roster, right? Like, who else is going to be that? Like, Silly's not going to be your SMG Slayer, right? Like,
nah,
Silly's going to be your entry. So yeah, Preston's going back to being that, like, hopefully being that dude. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, he has a. We can't ignore the fact that he does have because when Preston is on a roll, brother.
Kill streak. 15 kill streak against FaZe.
Yeah, like that. If he can do that, like I think the biggest worry is if he can do that consistently, right? Because like, when you
gets in his own head.
Yes, when you talk about Slayers, right? When you talk about your simps, your Celliums, envoys, right? Kenny in his prime, right? Slasher, like they do it consistently. So it's like hopefully he can do that.
Yep.
And if he does, this roster literally, like I said, Rise Nation vibes all over again, brother.
Next up I'm gonna talk about is the human turret, Octane. He's got help.
There's not much to go into on
Octane.
Much
to talk about Octane, man.
That fool's gonna go to an event and drop a 1.4 every event. Enough said.
He's gonna do what Octane does.
He did it all year last year with no help, so quote unquote.
And the funny thing is about last year, because he was not in the top of the league, like people knew how good Octane was, but he wasn't in the talks of the best AR just because his team wasn't in the top of the league. We were talking about Formal, Skies. I need more.
I mean, Major Maniac. Wuskin. Yeah, like Lamar.
We were talking
Slasher.
About teams that were at. Well, yeah, Slasher was being talked about, but he wasn't at the top. but he made a good run at champs. Uh, like he's gonna, uh, people are gonna just, Sam's gonna get his credit. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't get his credit last year, but we're gonna hear Sam back in the best AR talks.
Oh yeah, like dude, gotta love LaRue, man. That guy's a beast.
Bro, it hurt me to see him have the season he had last year.
Oh yeah.
Not him, but his team.
It sucks to see LaRue get another dead last of champs, brother.
Bro, it hurt. And it hurts more when the 3-time retires.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Sorry, there was a loud noise. It scared.
You're chilling, brother.
Now, my favorite player.
Gunless Bunless.
Bunless, number one Pokemon stand. I'm very happy that Gunless is on this. I'm happy Gunless is on the starting roster.
I think Gunless is on the best starting roster for him.
Yep. I remember he was supposed to go to Seattle last year, but it was rumored that Octane did not want him on the roster because of his vibes.
Yeah.
And but now he's got Looney back.
And Preston.
Yeah.
Who knows how to deal with Gunless.
Mm-hmm. And I think Gunless is gonna prove a lot of people that
Gunless,
why he was the best player in so many games.
I mean, let's just bring this.
Also, at the same time, for some reason, Chicago Huntsman had 3 ARs and the game wanted to have 4 SMGs.
Let's just put it to you like this, okay? Here's a reason why Gunless was not a kind of like talked about person or household name in kind of like the BO4 Modern Warfare-ish era, right? 5v5 basically.
His vibes.
I mean, not only that, but I'm a hit you guys with some knowledge real quick, okay? Gunless was when he came up in IW, right? 4v4. He was probably, this is the key word in this, right? The best flex on every team. Okay? Flex player, right? The reason why he wasn't as quote unquote talked about, I mean, he was good at BO4. He was nasty with the Maddox, right? But he ended up benching himself off LG at one point.
And we don't talk about Envy.
And Envy was just but like
old man aches.
The point I want to get into is 5v5 absolutely demolished the flex roll. The flex roll specifically. The flex roll, think about it in depth, right? The flex roll was not a thing in 5v5.
No, not at all.
It was not a thing.
It was literally, who's running our sub? Who's going to be our main sub? Who's going to be our main AR? Everyone else just runs something.
User disconnected from your channel.
It literally, yeah. 5v5, there was no such thing as a flex. Your quote-unquote flex in BO4 was a Maddox player. That's not a flex player, right?
It's just a second AR.
Like,
and your quote-unquote flex in MW was a MP5.
Like, your flex player in MW, right? Especially at the beginning of the game, was whoever ran the second AR on Cave, pretty much, right?
And just Cave.
And then later in the game, it's whoever ran your kind of like third AR on
Gunrunner. Who run your third AR on Cave? Who run your second AR on Gunrunner if you're gonna have 2 ARs on that setup map?
There was no such thing as a flex. It wasn't a thing.
It hurt Gunless.
Yeah, it did.
Because like Gunless.
Because those flex players got hurt with 5v5 because the flex roll disappeared, and the reason why United when he came up was so good because he was the best at going from one map being an AR and then one map being a sub. That's a flex.
Same thing for Rise in World War II.
Yep.
He was good at going from an STG or a bar to a PPSH.
Yep. So Gunless has his rollback, basically. It's 4v4. There's going to be a flex.
He's got another superstar AR with him, and two baits. No offense, Christine, but you're gonna be his bait.
But it's just, I mean, he should flourish. He's got his rollback. He's got people that understand him. Looney especially. I feel like Looney more than any other player on the roster.
Yeah, because him and Pristini had a little bit of a falling out after benching himself in a United.
Yeah. So, yeah. Dude, if Gunless is back to... I mean, like, Gunless is probably arguably the best flex player I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Right next to Karma.
So, it's just like... Yeah. Like, if he goes back to that, like, being the best flex Gunless, it's over.
Final team to talk about. This team has been all over the news for a lot of reasons. Not good. But hey, any publicity is good publicity.
Oh, Toronto?
Toronto Ultra. We're coming in with Bance, Cammy, Kleenex, and Methods. Cammy and Kleenex, and
those guys are
honestly,
good.
Methods. I feel like those three were staying no matter what. It was sort of like, who are we going to pick up as our fourth? I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised they went with Bance over Classic.
I'm not.
I mean, the only reason I say that is because I think Classic had a better year, and Bance did.
I mean, we're gonna be biased towards Nikki D, but
we have been Nikki D stands on this channel for years.
Yeah, love Nikki D. But I mean, Bance probably had the best year
since Black Ops 3.
Black Ops 3.
I ain't seen him since.
So it's like, I don't know. Either way, they basically kept their roster besides Nikki D. So it's like, and also, I mean, you probably saw this, but they picked up Inside as their sub.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure Inside and Kleenex were on that Singularity team at Champs last year. So, so that's familiarity right there. I think that was a good pickup as a sub, to be honest with you.
And I saw Mad Cat tweeting saying it's about time they get Methods out of there.
No, I think that was a good pickup, honestly.
Yeah.
So
I don't think Methods is gonna have a bad year.
No, I mean
I know I give Methods a lot of crap.
He's good at his
He's
role.
a good
though.
AR.
Yeah, he's good at his role.
You costed my team at Champs because you were selfish, but
I mean, he's good at he's definitely good at his, like, he does his role right. So I don't know.
Sometimes it was Methods for us.
But I like, to be honest, like, this Toronto Ultra, like, with the talent that there is in the league this year, I mean, the talent last year was insane. Now it's even going to be better, right? Because there's
4v4.
less. It's 4v4. There's less players, and the teams are going to be more stacked, realistically. So this team should not. I mean, they have to prove everyone wrong again, kind of like they did last year, right? Because last year, towards the end, they were starting to become fryers, right? So they have to do the same thing again. But right now, I have them at like 10th, 11th. You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of rank, like, I don't know.
Harris, you're 12th.
I mean, yeah, that's a no-brainer, but I just, honestly, my two favorite players on this team are Cammy and Kleenex. So
yeah, they're your franchise players.
Yeah, 100%. Cammy, that fool with a fucking sniper, brother. Holy shit.
This is sort of how I see it a little bit from Ultra. Cammy and Kleenex are your superstar franchise players. You're going to build around them.
You want to keep them around as long as possible. Like, hopefully, you never have to let them go in the history of them playing, right?
I just want to say though, Toronto, that does include paying them.
uh,
But and now I'm not saying that they're not they're keeping their like I'm not saying this is the reason they're keeping methods, but it in my opinion it's a pretty decently sized reason. Yes, methods is a good AR. He does his role very well, but at the same time, methods he sort of has that Clay effect. Not to the extent that Clay does, but Methods is all about content and not like just streaming.
Methods is a
and
hilarious motherfucker.
yeah,
Dude.
not just streaming, making YouTube videos, yada yada. He is he does Twitter content
Dude,
that's
he
gonna
is
get
so funny.
interactions.
Yeah, he is so funny,
and
dude.
and you can use that to sort of grow your brand a little more. And so I think that's good. And Vance, he's just gonna be there to play some Call of Duty, man.
No, dude, as much banter that we give methods, especially for the optic
T24
days, yeah. Um, dude, that guy
playing Ring Around the Rosie with Skies.
That guy, oh yeah, that guy is goddamn comedy, brother. Dude, whenever he joins a Discord
Chef
or a
Tony.
whenever he joins a Discord or a TeamSpeak on stream, like like they'll be playing Among Us or something or doing something stupid or just chilling talking. He joins, bro. He instantly comes in and he's instantly hilarious, bro. Oh my god.
Uh, let's talk about the drama a little bit that those boys in Toronto got themselves into.
Oh, with Brack.
Yeah. What did I mean? Obviously, we do not know the full and when I say the full story, I mean the actual truth behind it. We know Brack's side, we know Toronto's side,
yeah.
and we know what Crimsix said.
Crimson. I mean, Crim's gonna make his fucking opinion abundantly clear no matter what
Crim
the
went
situation
rogue.
is. Yeah, dude. Crim lesson number one. That motherfucker always gonna go rogue. He don't give a shit.
But at the same time, Crim's wanting what's best for the players.
Yeah.
And, when I heard that about Ultra, I can't say that I was really shocked in a way.
Yeah.
I really do not think that they should make their players stay in Toronto.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Uh,
In an online league too, like
yeah,
what?
like and I don't think you should make your bench players stay that aren't getting any play time. Like they should be at home.
Yeah, I 100% I agree.
And I saw a lot of people on Twitter and on Reddit, gosh, incels, saying, "Oh, I'm sorry that they had to go in and do their job." Like, bro, this is not a 9 to 5. This is a dream job. This is playing Call of Duty for a living, which you do from your home. You do not move to play Call of Duty. Unless Champs is online and you want to get a better chance, so you just move California to Texas. Get that better internet, baby.
No, it blows my mind because that's what I mean. Realistically, that's the sole reason that you saw Nikki D get benched one event, right? Because he went home. Like that's so dumb. Like he went home
because his grandpa was sick.
And then he didn't play at the event because he went home. Like that's so stupid. And the league's online
because he had to go home because also his grandpa sick. And they think that's an excuse. I'm sorry, do you forget that there's a pandemic going on? People are gonna get sick.
I find that like in an online league, like if you like let's say you have a contract for somebody like, let's say for your team to go to an area, right? Because I feel like that's what Dallas did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dow Hasbro made it abundantly clear even before franchising was announced, or what, like when franchising was announced before their roster was, that his 4 players were going, or his 5 players were going to Texas, right?
Saying it's not saying it's the same thing for the Huntsman because obviously Formal is the exception, but at the same time we let Formal do what he wants. We please him. But it's sort of the same thing with Huntsman. Everyone was fine relocating to
To
Fort Worth
Texas,
or
yeah,
wherever, and FaZe.
yeah. FaZe all
On
went to Atlanta,
yeah. Uh,
and I
like
think our cities is moving to Atlanta.
yeah, he's in Atlanta.
Yeah. So
They like, but at the same time, those
if you,
guys,
yeah,
it benefited them, and they weren't forced to stay there. They could leave whenever they wanted. I mean, Octane's an example of that. He was living in Seattle to play for the Surge, but then
no, I think he was in L.A.
I thought he was in Seattle.
No, I
Because he
think
was rooming with Nupsy, and Nupsy
Nah.
was in Seattle.
No, I think he was in L.A. I think they had an apartment in L.A.
Either way, he was somewhere, and then he went home and played league matches from his hometown.
But
which is on the East
I mean,
Coast.
I do know LaRue's in Texas now too. So.
Yeah, he's now in Texas, and so is Slasher.
Yes,
And I think
Slasher
Kenny might be going back to Texas.
Yeah, Slasher will be Slasher's moving to Texas soon.
Hey, if it means I don't have to see tweets after he gets eliminated, I'm fine with that.
he now will have Texas fiber. So
is that better than Utah fiber?
I mean, honestly,
I'm just playing with you.
Texas. I mean, the rumor is Texas fiber is the best fiber you can get in the United States. So yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, they shouldn't have done that.
No, dude. Like,
pay your players. Don't be denial.
You had a contract, right? Before a pandemic happened, first of all, to have your players go to Toronto, and they're probably fine with that because there's not a pandemic going on. But once there is,
at the same time, they're going to be making content. So.
Once there is a pandemic that happened that you can't control, you got to give them fucking leniency because of the pandemic. If not, you're stupid.
I want to do a quick rundown of, like, not going through the teams. We're just going to go through each team. Say top 4, top 8, and top 12, okay?
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Atlanta FaZe, top 4.
Top 4.
Chicago Huntsman, top 4. Dallas Empire, top 4. Florida Mutineers, top 8. Just because we don't know the roster.
If it's basically the same roster they had last year, just without Frosty, yeah, they're a sleeper team, but top 8, yeah. To start, top 8.
London, top 8 to start.
Yeah.
LAG, top 8.
Yeah, okay.
Minnesota, I'm gonna say top 6.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, top 6. New York, top 4.
Ooh.
Top 6.
Yeah, I'll give them T6.
Optic, T8.
Yeah.
Paris, dead last. Seattle,
T4.
top 4.
Yeah, I'll give them the T4.
Ultra, top 8.
Okay.
I know we got one more thing for sure to talk about, but let's talk about the bubble a little bit.
Well, see, the bubble, I mean, it's not announced or anything, but it's rumored that it was gonna happen in Texas or Las Vegas. But with everyone going to Texas, I would imagine it's gonna be in Texas. Yeah. So, I mean, it makes sense, right? Well, that there could be a bubble now. Speaking that, quite literally, everyone's going to Texas.
What I'm more curious about, though, in your opinion, what would be the best way to run this bubble. Like, I'll give you my opinion, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I sort of side with Seth.
Same.
I think you do league matches online, big tournaments in the bubble.
If you,
I don't know how they do homestands this year. Like, we don't know the format of the league.
yeah, they haven't
this
announced
year.
anything.
So this is all just like, I guess, a wish list in a way of what we would like to see. Or
I mean, you want it to go back to the old COD format, right? Like
but you have to plan it around the times that we're in.
yes. See,
So
the thing is let's say they did do league match, like let's say, okay, this is my perfect world format, right? Let's say they did do league matches, right? Because when they did league matches, like they did in basically every other fucking Call of Duty, right? They had group, like more specifically when the LAN League started, IW, right? They had two groups.
It was 4 in IW.
Yeah, but either way, they had groups of different teams go to the Ohio, right, thing, and they played on LAN for their league matches. So I think they can do that again. They have a perfectly even distributed team. They have 12 teams. They can send 2 groups of 6 to the bubble for league matches.
So I feel that, and this is my idea to piggyback off that. Okay.
Okay.
For people wondering, well, how do you determine the groups? Honestly, if you get the bubble, run an opening weekend tournament, and then fill the division or the conference division, whatever, out by placing. Number 1 seed, Group A. Number 2
seed,
whoever finished second.
One
seed,
one
B.
seed and the other and B. Yeah.
Yeah, just go back and forth, and and I feel like it to do it that way, that would be the perfect way to get balanced groups.
Have your opening homestead, quote unquote, be your quote unquote
your launch weekend.
Your launch weekend, kind of like Minnesota's, launch homestead weekend was, be your kind of land qualifier for who gets in which group for the actual league matches or whatever. I don't know, but I mean,
when you get the groups figured out, online matches.
I mean, I would kind of hope that they do LAN matches too, because I mean, technically, if they did do LAN league matches like that, right? Let's say they did do league matches, they could technically, since they're sending 2 groups out at once, and it gives the other group time to safety precaution quarantine before they get sent out, right?
Get tested.
Yeah. So like, the first team that goes, they do quarantine process. They get tested. No, then they go. They play on LAN. Gives the other team, right, the time that the first team's there to do the same thing. Follow the protocol. Boom. They're next. Like, they could do it.
Yep. You just have to do it right. I know you cannot compare esports sports, but the NBA, their bubble was successful. It ran perfect. No, there were no positive cases from players, coaches, and staff that was there, like reporters, anyone. No one tested positive. So the NBA ran it perfect. I know we do not have the expenses that the NBA has, but you can still make it work. Like, you can still run your perfect bubble with the expenses you have and make sure it runs smoothly.
Oh yeah, I mean, see, and because my mind, I just, it sucks because I don't think what like with the league. I hope we go back to old COD format. To be honest, because we don't know, but they're just too big of a fan of traditional sport homestead type thing, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think we'll ever see league matches, kind of like BO4 IW, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But let's say you do bubble for all your homesteads, you could. Like, you could realistically have an all land year with a bubble.
Yep.
So,
That's the bubble talk. Let's touch. I know this video is going on forever.
I mean,
but
this is the return of the the Plebcast duo, brother. Like, we gotta do it right. We gotta do it right.
So yeah, what I would like to bring up the future. This isn't esports talk. This is just Call of Duty talk. Cold War. We played the beta. We grinded the beta. We were there.
Oh yeah, Cold War.
Grinded
the alpha and the beta. Well, I
didn't grind the alpha. First impressions for me were light years ahead of what we are. Because
already better than MW.
yeah. No matter what crackheads say that MW is a good Call of Duty.
I want to know what drugs they're on.
Same, pass it. I'm gonna need something to enjoy these last 2 weeks. But you know, yeah, Cold War, man. The guns, every gun seems balanced.
Like Treyarch always does.
Yep, like Treyarch does. Maps, I'm gonna need the bigger map pool.
Yeah. I was kind of like, that was the one thing that needed improvement, and I was kind of shocked that, like, the maps were good, don't get me wrong, but they weren't, like, Treyarch standard good, you know what I'm saying?
No, and the thing, I'm gonna say, so let's see, we had BO3 beta, World War II beta, IW beta, BO4 beta, and MW beta.
Mm-hmm.
And now this beta.
Mm-hmm.
I think this might, like, I'm gonna exclude Modern Warfare beta because everything about Modern Warfare just is terrible.
I mean, dude, we played the first day of Modern Warfare multiplayer beta without a fucking minimap. It's chalked.
Yeah. So like I said, comparing it to the other betas, because those were some pretty good betas. I think this might have been the worst map pool for beta.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, there's rumors for, like, some good old maps to come back. I mean, which they do every year at this point now. Like,
it's confirmed that the 4 maps that came back in BO4, Firing Range Summit, Firing Range Summit, Slums, and Jungle, those will be back. We already know good old Nuketown is gonna get remade for the 800th time. People gonna camp in their home building.
I mean, the thing about Nuketown is, though, I hopefully it's not, because BO4's Nuketown was probably the worst one, but with how I can only imagine it being good in Cold War, because of, I don't know, it feels like it would play a lot better in that game.
Yeah. But yeah, the map, like I said, the map sets. So I'm just gonna do the the core multiplayer, not the Fire Squad, which, gosh, that is the best thing to ever happen. That was the most fun I had on the beta.
Oh, the Fire Squad's mode? Yeah, that was fun.
We're not gonna talk about that. Not gonna talk about Ground War beta or the Ground War mode. Our 4 maps or 3 maps. We only had 3. Cartel, Miami, and Moscow. Ranking those maps, and this is gonna vary for anyone. I already know
we had Cartel too.
Yeah, I said that.
Cartel. So we had Cartel, Moscow, Miami, Satellite.
Oh, I forgot about Satellite. That's the map I forgot.
We had 4.
Ranking those 4 maps for me, I would go Cartel, Moscow, Satellite, Miami. I already know yours is sort of the same, but you would switch Cartel and Moscow.
My favorite was Moscow. My second favorite was Satellite. My
Oh
third
wow.
favorite was Cartel, and my
Because
least
of the
favorite.
bushes.
I mean, not. I had fun with Cartel, but I just the flow. What I feel like Satellite to Flow was better.
I don't know. For me, Satellite, I never had a good game on Satellite.
Like
You played with me on Satellite, and I was just
regardless, because
complaining the whole time.
regardless of the dunes, like I feel like that's like the most hated part of the map. Honestly, is the dunes. And dude, I don't know. Like if you like the first couple games, if you're not like that, it kind of has a weird flow. I'll give it that. But like once you get used to the flow of the map and how to, dude, I had like all my gameplays, like super, super good gameplays were on Satellite.
Yeah, I feel you.
So
But like, so those were our four maps, right? I just want to do a very quick comparison. BO3 we had Combine, uh, Evac, Stronghold, Hunted.
mhm.
I think that's a great set of four because all those maps bang. Uh, you feel me?
Yeah, there were. I mean, BO3's beta was a blast.
Uh, Everyone's favorite Call of Duty ever created, especially yours, Infinite Warfare. It had Frost, the map in space where we floated up to the sky. Uh,
Fuck that map, dude.
uh, not throwback, and I think I for written Rev or Reliant, whatever it was, right? The good
Yeah,
hardpoint map, the big one.
retaliation.
Yeah, retaliation, retail. That's not. I mean, that wasn't a good game because of the maps, but those are still at least two of those maps are good. Uh, Frost wasn't terrible, but it
I didn't mind Frost either.
yeah, same. World War II was Point du Hoc, Saint Marie. I'm pretty sure Saint Marie. Uh,
I don't remember
I,
that
I'm
much.
I can remember it if I just like
I remember
bat it
Point
down.
Duhawk though.
Yeah, Point du Hoc, Saint Marie. Uh, Man, hold on. I gotta figure this out now. We're not leaving here until I figure this out. I got it right here. It's a great thing to have a computer right in front of me.
Facts, huh?
Wait, why did an ad just pop up? I have ad blocker. Uh, shoot. Sorry, everyone.
Do
Really,
do 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 do
it's
do
bothering me,
do
dude. I need to know the
do
map.
do 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 do.
I just went to Halo. Ardennes.
Oh yeah, that was a beta map.
It was
I
1-1
think, dude.
competitive.
I think it was funny too because, dude, I remember vividly.
Oh, Jibby.
Oh, it was Jibby. Dude. The funny thing is about our dens too is people weren't a fan of it in the beta, dude. And I was, dude, it was my favorite map in the beta. It wasn't even close.
Oh yeah, same.
I remember our circle, like whenever we played the beta, right? I was like one of the only few stands of Ardennes Forest, bro. I was like, this map's good, bro. I could see it being like all three modes, and it was.
I think I was playing War all beta. But so what we had Point du Hoc, Gibby, Ardennes, and I think they added Saint Marie. Once again, those aren't terrible maps.
I mean, three out of the four of them were competitive. Yeah. So.
Yeah. The BO4 was
Hossy.
Aussie,
I think Seaside was.
Seaside,
Um.
and
Shit.
Arsenal? Yeah, Arsenal. It was Arsenal.
I mean, Oh, Frequency was one. I remember Frequency being one.
Okay. Either way, those are good maps. So, like I said, if we're
All
just
all four of them competitive.
yeah,
So
like I said, so just talking about maps, and I know I've spent way too much talking about the maps because I had to look up the maps. Uh, uh, I think this was our worst map set for the beta.
I mean,
Uh,
the funny thing is like in beta history, we've had at least a beta map be a competitive map in the
it'll
rotation.
probably be Moscow.
Yeah, that was my go-to as well.
Cartel could be an S&D map.
I think I was going. I see. Cartel's interesting for me, okay? Because Control played, like the control points were kind of questionable. Um, Hardpoint, the spawns, especially on the. Do you remember where B control point was on Cartel? By the
Yeah.
rock. Yeah. See that hardpoint, the spawns are terrible. Um, I don't see it being anything. I think it's a pub map.
Could be. I don't see satellite being anything.
No, satellite's 100% a pub map. No question.
And I know for a fact Miami will not be anything.
See the thing about Miami for me though is it gives me S&D vibes.
Maybe like maybe for GB how they like, and you work there, so you know this. How
Yeah,
you
they do. They
guys
do. Yeah, we have maps that aren't.
same with
Yeah,
CMG, UMG. So maybe like
yeah.
for one of those sites, they'll be like, okay, go Miami. Maybe for one of those, but like strictly CDL, I don't see it being in the CDL.
I see, but the thing for me is I think it could potentially like just the way the map is. It could, depending on bomb sites though. That's huge, right?
Yeah.
It could be good for S&D because I don't know. It gives me S&D vibes for some reason. But other than that, the map was atrocious. I hated it.
Oh yeah. So we talked about maps, we talked about guns. Leveling up did not like your actual leveling up did not take long, but leveling up weapons was terrible.
Oh yeah, it was not fun.
And like even with double weapon XP, it was not good.
Yeah, they need to speed that up, 100%.
Yeah.
Because I never submit complaints to a beta, right? Like to their fucking bullshit that they have, right? They usually post a link, right? To where you're like, oh, submit your beta feedback here. I actually submitted beta feedback on how slow leveling up your weapon was. It was atrocious.
I feel that. Uh, on a pub side of things, I like this ground war a lot more
Same.
than Modern Warfare's.
Agree.
I think it's maybe because it is a more like condensed ground war.
I agree.
I think the maps have a lot to play with it. Cartel played well.
Cartel was a huge that was probably my favorite. Yeah, like I'm glad that was a good ground war map. I'm glad it because it works in 66 and it also works in the 12v12.
Yeah, and like that's in my opinion that's really good. And Infinity Ward failed with that. Shout out to Ania Insurgent or whatever that map. And but either way.
And Palace, fucking Palace,
Yeah.
dude. Palace was a ground war map, and then they condensed it into a 66 map where it was like only the middle of the ground war. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god, that shit was awful. Anyways,
it's like either make it a ground war map, or like make it strictly ground war, and 6v6 to where they can both flow well, or just leave it ground war, don't do anything at all.
Yeah.
I really like Armada personally. That was my favorite ground
The
war
ship
map.
one, right?
Yeah, the ship.
Yeah, that was my favorite too. Dude,
And
everyone hated it, bro.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Like I understand like the whole snipers thing.
It was fun.
Like, bro, I didn't even worry. Like the snipers couldn't hit a shot on me. I was not worried.
Dude, it was fun as hell.
I did not play the snow map. I skipped
That was the worst. That was the worst one for me by far.
And then Fire Squad, Fire Team, Dirty Bomb. That was
fun.
Yes, a mini war zone for multiplayer.
Pretty
Like,
much, yeah.
That was amazing.
What is it like? Fucking
It's like S&D
what?
and
12 teams
Warzone
of 4
combined. Yeah,
or some bullshit. 10 teams of 4.
Yeah.
Like yeah, dude. It's got a nice mix of like Warzone in it. It's got multiplayer based objectives. It's chaotic. It's fun.
You can pop off.
Yeah, dude.
It fits every playstyle.
Literally does.
So what I would like from this game.
I just want to throw out too. VIP escort, garbage.
Oh yeah, nope.
Garbage.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Didn't play it.
I blocked that from my memory.
Yeah, it's not good.
No. I mean, shout out Treyarch for trying something new. Leave it to Treyarch.
Buddy joined your
leave
channel.
Leave it to Treyarch to try something new. Shout out Control. Shout out Hardpoint. But you know, you're gonna hit and you're gonna miss. You're not. So this is one of your misses. Sort of like the CS:GO mode they had in BO4. If you remember that.
Yeah, no one played that either.
Well, I did for a while, but
I mean, you get what I mean, though.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the same thing with that one. It's gonna be in this game and never come back.
I would like to throw this out, like just like one of my little things about the game. I don't like that the domination flags
are hills.
Yeah. I miss flags. I mean, we're not gonna be playing that competitively, so
I think it's cool. I didn't mind it.
I don't know. I would just prefer flags. But that's just me. Now what I would like for competitive, you know, I trust Treyarch.
Same. I mean, I would imagine, like, I would imagine Slums kind of makes a return to competitive. It tried to in BO4, but it didn't work for 5v5.
Maybe firing ranges and S&D mapping competitive.
I hope not.
I mean, I'm just saying it could happen, you know.
Yeah, but.
But I don't know. Really, all I could ask for competitive is a actual dedicated ranked mode. And before my friends that want to tell me that BO2 had the best.
No, it didn't.
Competitive mode. It was good for its time. Then
it didn't.
Then World War II spoiled us.
I would agree with that. World War II had the best competitive.
Yeah, MMR.
Rank play. Yeah.
It needs to be something like that. BO4 was not good. BO3 was not even a thing. Don't need to talk about IW's competitive playlist because that's.
I mean, it was basically the same thing as Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Pub playlist.
Well, no, I mean, I would just say, like, when I say IW, I didn't mean like Infinite Warfare. I meant Infinity War.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, like all their playlists.
It's just a pub playlist with CS:GO rules, not CS:GO rules, CDL rules.
Pretty much.
Trash. Yeah. So give us something like World War II.
Yeah, World War. I mean, dude, the thing that's crazy is like the Sledgehammer. The short time that granted they helped a little on. They still helped a little on Cold War too. They had something to do with it, but their rank, like the times that they solely focus on the games themselves, right? Their rank playlists were good.
Michael Condrey loves rank or competitive.
Like AW's rank play was solid. World War II's rank play was probably the best COD rank we've ever had.
But I think we're in for a good year.
Yeah, I do too.
And I know everyone says that every year about COD, but actually I've seen a lot of people hate on Cold War. Like I've seen a lot, like not from a competitive standpoint. So like these are casual players. They're hating on Cold War a lot. They're not happy about it. They said they'll stick with MW for a year, which go ahead.
I mean, what I don't get is the maps are more beautiful. Okay, regardless of the maps not being like high grade, right? But they're still gorgeous. They're more beautiful looking than any map in fucking Modern Warfare. The
All
guns,
the dull maps.
the guns. Every you could use every gun and do well. In Modern Warfare, you have to use like 3 to do well, right?
Right.
So I don't get it.
Unless you're just good.
Yeah. Like if you're a casual player, you have to use the M4 or the MP5. If not, you might as well
you're
chalk
using
it.
a game-breaking weapon.
Yeah. And if you're not, chalk pubs. Don't even play because the guns aren't balanced. You have to use broken shit or the MP4 or the MP5 or M4. And
Yep.
Treyarch or Cold War, you could use anything. Anything.
Alright, Colton. It is time to talk about what we plan to talk about. Let's start from the beginning, though. A little birdie by the name of Hector Rodriguez. I heard that, he bought back something that was very important to him.
His baby.
You guys should know this by now. Hex bought back Optic, the name, at least. Well, no, he bought back Optic.
He bought back Optic Gaming.
Yeah, he bought back Optic Gaming. And everyone was happy about it, but at the same time, they were like, okay, so what's this mean for Huntsman? Are we changing the Huntsman to Optic and just selling the
LA spot.
LA spot?
Mm-hmm.
And
there was a lot of rumors that were going around. Yeah.
CDL shut Hex down for the transferring of names, I guess, like transferring rebrand.
That was a rumor, but what got announced today, it's definitely more possible.
Well, let's just get into it then. What I got announced today, I guess, I don't know if, like, I said breaking. I don't know, like, if it's confirmed. Like, I'll believe it when I see Nate Shot.
It's technically not, I would guess, confirmed, but it might as well be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So 100T is back in Call of Duty. They have bought the LA spot, and they are most likely going to rebrand Optic Gaming to the LA Thieves. And with that opening up, that leaves Hex to rebrand the Huntsman to Optic, and
Dude,
they will still be in Chicago.
This whole whatever this whole thing is so what's it called? I just want to get from the jump. So Optic Gaming gets bought out by Hex, right? Which technically means well, see, here's the thing, because I don't know if you watched Landon on YouTube, right? Or Orlando, or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
I know, I don't watch him, but I know.
He talked with basically a person that it's their job to handle like a lawyer that handles contracts in esports and sports, right?
Yeah.
So like he talked to a guy that's handled professional sports contracts and also esports contracts. And so Hex couldn't buy back Optic Gaming until they had a set buyer, because he can't own 2 league spots at once. So everyone thought for a while, like, oh, Hector owns 2 spots now. Like, so obviously he had to sell one, but technically he didn't have Optic bought until he had a seller for the other spot. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I get it.
So with 100 Thieves buying the LA spot, now he has Optic Gaming, if that makes sense. Yeah, now he officially has it. So realistically he could keep, since Optic Gaming is now not affiliated with the league, right?
Right.
technically, he could still, even if Optic doesn't get rebranded, he could still keep the org because
Yeah.
they don't have a league spot. So technically, he could be the owner of Huntsman, right, or the co-owner with NRG of Huntsman, and they keep it and still have Optic Gaming, so he can get both technically because Optic's not in the league anymore. It's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I feel you. This is something small that someone realized. If you go to Scump's YouTube channel, right? His banner is changed. Like it's still the same banner, but it's no longer the NRG colors, it's the Optic Gaming colors.
did he really?
Yeah. Like the old one was a dark green and now this one is the Optic green.
I mean, regardless if they rebrand. I mean,
Oh, I was just saying, like someone brought that up.
realistically speaking, we still have all the Optic back. We have it back officially now. Optic is Optic again. Period. Which is good. like
Yes, it can stop getting hate on.
Hex has it back, and whether Chicago gets rebranded to Chicago Optic or not, he still has Optic. So old Optic is back. Period.
Can I say something though?
What?
As much as I would love for Optic to, you know, be in the CDL.
I mean, at this point, like the whole beginning rumor was 100 Thieves buying the LA spot, and then Chicago becomes Optic.
But at first, like 100T buying into the CDL, everyone thought they were buying the LAG spot. But no, what I was gonna say was, as much as I would love for Optic to be in the CDL, like there be an Optic team,
Chicago
I wouldn't
Optic.
be mad if they never get rebranded to Optic.
I wouldn't either.
Like, it is
I would not either.
honestly, just as at this point with Optic, I would just like it to be under Hex. And if Hex decides to just be like Optic, like, yes, we did do something with Optic, I have it back, but we're moving on and we're going to build Huntsman now, I wouldn't be mad at that.
Wouldn't either.
And I know that's going to be very unpopular amongst the masses.
I mean, the thing, realistically speaking, too, if the rumor's true, technically NRG and Optic would be like combined a unit, kind of like how what their name was, Infinite and Optic was. Remember?
Yeah,
It'd be kind of the same thing in a sense, but that would be better. It'd be better. NRG having an affiliation with Optic would obviously be better than Infinite's affiliation. So, yeah.
Either way, 100T's back in COD. I think that is great for Call of Duty. I think that's great for Nade.
LA Thieves.
I hope his team is competitive.
I mean, he'll have.
I know his team, like who it is. Like
I mean, he'll have the slasher team. So.
Yeah. I mean, I just hope that like they're not a disappointment. You know?
Yeah. It's just funny because they like Slasher and Octane and all them before this got announced today were like baiting it, right? Like they were tweeting out their 100 Thieves pictures, yada yada. So.
Do we have anything else that we need to speak on?
Dude, I'm stoked, man. Just know that, because we have, Optic's back, like.
Optic's back, 100T's back. United, where you at?
That was another. The funny thing is too, is that was like another rumor right before today happened. Another rumor around the Optic thing was that Energy and Hex were gonna go to LA and sell Chicago to another org, right?
Mm-hmm.
So either way, they were Optic, and E United was one of those rumored orgs. That was
They would be called the Chicago Cadets.
yeah. So, but obviously that's not true anymore. But that was a rumor. So, but I mean, that goes along with next year's talks with, hopefully the potentially of more teams starting next year.
Get us four more teams in the league.
I'm pretty sure. Hopefully, United's going to be, and Rise Nation are going to be two of the orgs that buy a spot.
Get us Heretics and
an Australian team. I want an Australian team. Sydney.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. My freak, we're all good. Don't need any more after that.
But yeah, that was the big bang that happened on Twitter today. Right when I woke up, got a DM from Chase, and then I was the one.
I feel like we need an Ohio team.
Really?
I don't know. I just feel like with everything that happened, like Ohio and all the Call of Duty events that's happened there, like just it would sort of feel like home.
Not really.
Whatever, dude. You're just a hater. You made the list.
Fool. I've been on that list. Either way.
Well.
We got Nate Shop.
Year ahead of us.
We got Nate Shop back. I woke up to having Nate Shop back. I actually was the one that linked it to Chase this morning. He's like, "What the fuck? I've been on Twitter all day. I didn't see it." And I was like, "We have to talk about this. We have to."
And us talking about Optic coming back led to us deciding, well, since we're doing a Plebcast, let's just catch up. Because I've not done one of these in a while. And Colt's missed me.
Yep.
He won't admit it, but he has.
But yeah.
I have DMs.
Okay.
I'll leak them.
Either way, I hope we get more news about Optic soon. Or, obviously, hopefully we get Chicago Optic Gaming or Chicago Optic, whatever they decide to be. Hopefully we get that. And even if we don't, Hector still has Optic back, which is good. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I had to talk about it with someone as soon as possible, to be honest. So, yeah.
If you stuck around for this whole thing, you're on crap.
We love you.
Before we go, I just gotta say, shout out John Robinson.
Shout out
100T. Shout out Nate Shot. Shout out Oak Boys Worldwide.
Let's go.
Run it up.
Run it up. Hashtag.
Shout out to the zombies community. We back, baby.
This is so Chase, dog.
Bro, I'm excited for zombies.
Same, dude. We could honestly, dude. Me and you could honestly create our own podcast, just zombies. Deadass.
Bro, no lie. You know what we gotta do, right?
What?
When the game drops, like, literally me and you just gotta pump out content. Like, and like, I'm not just talking like multiplayer Warzone. Like, we gotta make zombie gameplays. Like, we can't play zombies. Like, our first time playing zombies, I feel like we need to do it together, and we make that a video. First attempt of Nocturne Toten
in Cold War.
Yeah, because I've Death Machine. That's what it's called, Death Machine. I'm excited for zombies. I miss zombies.
Yeah.
Black Ops 4 sucked.
Well, either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video.
Shout out to you. Run it up.
Run it up. 100 Thieves. Hashtag. Let's go. Oak Boys. John Robinson. Nate Shot. Let's go. Yeah. We'll see you guys in the next one where hopefully...
Follow me on TikTok.
Okay. Yeah. subscribe, leave a like, all that shiz.
Support the channel. We have families to feed.
Catch you guys in the next one.
Don't have a family to feed.
Goodbye.